Hello Flosstube, this is Sandy. I'm Sandy and this is my channel Stitching with Sandy. That my channel is a channel about cross stitch and my love for it, and I hope to share and inspire you to finish some pieces. And if you see something you like, get a pen and paper, write it down, because today's show I have a lot of haul to share with you. All right, so life update since the last time I saw you. Not a whole lot going on. I did go to a retreat, so I'm going to share that with you. But I also, and as far as I'm a kindergarten teacher, for those of you who don't know, and we just finished up doing Apple Day in our classroom. And so we graphed if we liked Granny Apple, Golden Delicious, or Red Delicious apples the most. And after we got done graphing, we looked at the graph and took the data from it and talked about what had the most, what had the least, if there was any ties where they were equal. And the children got to eat their leftover pieces of apple. They loved it. Some came back for seconds. We did some little apple crafts. We had a good time. And so now we're gearing up. Tomorrow is our ABC Boot Camp fashion show. It's going to be so exciting. So we finished our ABC boot camp, and what it was we did a letter each day. We learned about it in our whole day. We just worked in that one letter all day long, and at the end of it, the students get to decorate a paper vest, and they get to walk the runway and show off their vest that they made. I tried to match up their vest letter with their letter and their name, although we did have a lot of students with the same letter, so I gave them like the odd letters that we didn't have anyone to cover, so that we could get all 26 letters, and each vowel is repeated twice because we had 32 students. So that's tomorrow. They're really excited. Their parents get to come and watch if they want to. I'm going to have the classroom transformed into a little runway, and they're going to get to come out, strut their stuff, show off their vest, and at the very end I will give them a finishing boot camp certificate along with some little dog tags that I picked up through Oriental Trading. So it'll be a great celebration. They're looking forward to it. And then afterwards we'll celebrate outside with some cupcakes and some juice. It should be a lot of fun. Other than that, we are working towards our fun run. It's called a fun run. It's our school's biggest fundraiser. We always do it at the beginning of the school year, and our goal is $50,000 raised, and all of that money PTA uses to put on all kinds of events all school year long that don't cost anything to the parents and families. And so the more money we raise, the more free events we can have, and so the kids look forward to that. So that's happening on Friday. So that's what's going on in my school life. Other than that, in my personal life, I went to retreat, and it was my very first retreat. I've never been to one. This one was through my stitching group that I had found on Facebook. It's called SoCal Stitchers Retreat, and it's run by Kathy Kenna. She's a very nice lady. I've gotten to know her pretty well over the last year, and she is so caring and so sweet and wants to make sure everyone's having a good time, and I definitely did. So let me share a little bit about my retreat, and then I'll get into my stitchy stuff. So first, when I got to the retreat is held at a convent in Temecula, and Temecula, California is considered wine country in Southern California. And so this particular place is at a convent, and it hosts retreats. It has a retreat center, and then in one part of it is where there are some retired nuns that live there as well. We didn't see any of them. They're pretty private, but they have a full chef and staff that come in, and they make all the meals, so your retreat cost includes all the meals. I did the day retreat, so I paid for each day, but they do have people that go and stay in one of the rooms, and I didn't get to do that because they could only allow a certain number of rooms, and since most of the people that went the year before went again, there wasn't any rooms left over. So since I live about 45 minutes from there, so driving back and forth wasn't a problem. And I think next year I'll do the same thing, because it was nice to be able to come home and sleep on my bed, and from what I hear, the beds are not that comfortable, so I probably did a good choice that way. The dinner meals were incredible. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. You did not go hungry, even though there was a giant snack table that everybody brought snacks, but I don't feel like I munched at all because they serve you these big meals, including dessert, each day. So it was kind of like a trip around the world as far as food goes. I think we had Chinese food one night, Mexican food another night, Italian food another night, Mediterranean food. It was delicious. That's all I can say. It was delicious, and there was no repeats. Everything was different each day, and the chef was amazing. He tried to make sure to look at anybody's food restrictions and cook around that, and I think he did a really nice job. I definitely liked it because I was telling some of the girls here at home, my family, if they could eat carbs and protein, that's all that they would eat. And I love my veggies. So when we were there, it was nice to have special veggies cooked at every meal. I loved it. I was enjoying every single bit of it. And we had a salad that went along with whatever meal we were eating. So I really enjoyed that, vegetables. So we had a good time. We brought our own drinks for during the day, mostly drank water, but I know that some of the ladies got a little crazy in the evening and had some drinks to relax and laugh and have a good time. And when I arrived, since it was my first time, Kathy was telling me how everything works, and she greeted me with this cute little booklet. It's a little notepad and pen, and it has the Stitcher Retreat year on it so that I won't forget. It has some little post-its, and then it has a little notepad on the inside. So I thought that was a nice little gift to remember our excitement. I probably should have had people write down emails or something so we can keep in touch, but I didn't think of it. The good news is we have a website, or we have a page on Facebook, so I guess I can contact people through there. Notable people that were there. There was 2 other Flosstubers that I know of. There might have been more, but actually there was 3. So one is the Highway Stitcher, Colette. So if you've not seen her, I'm gonna link her below. You can check out her videos. She's a really nice lady, and she does a lot of traveling. She goes to a lot of retreats, so you might recognize her name. And I got to meet her for the first time. Very sweet. Enjoyed talking with her and learning about her, where she lives, and the beautiful scenery that she gets to see in Utah. It's gorgeous. And then another person, her name is Heather. Her floss tube is the Confetti Stitcher, sorry. And Heather, she does a lot of full coverage pieces. Although this weekend, I feel like during the retreat, she was working on some Halloween things, so it's fun to see what she was doing. I got to sit right next to her along with my little group of friends from here in Menifee. So that was fun. They showed me where there would be a brag table, and there wasn't anything on the brag table. I did have a piece. This is the piece I was going to take with me. Well, I did take it, but I got all nervous about putting it out there because nobody had anything out there. So I didn't. So this was a freebie by Blackbird's Designs, and I had stitched it on. This is some denim blue 28 count Monaco that I dyed. And so I had stitched this, and I had just mounted on this little easel, and I was gonna put that out on display, but then I got nervous and I didn't want anyone to think I was showing off or anything. So I took it back home and I didn't put anything out. However, if you see in the opener, you'll see some pieces that are stitched in the opener. Other than the very last 2 pictures in my opening, those are some of the pieces that people put on display, and I want to say it wasn't until Saturday, and by then I had forgotten about mine at home and didn't take it back, so I didn't get to share mine, but that's okay. There's always next year, and maybe I'll be more braver and bring more than 1 piece next time. I don't know, we'll see. And then there was a freebie table, so I have things to share from that. There was a Dyer, a fabric and floss Dyer there that we got to go shopping. We got to buy fabric and floss and patterns that she had picked up. So I'm gonna share all of that with you. One thing that I contributed to this retreat is I had made a suggestion. I think I was watching a Flosstube where people who went to Stitch Etc's retreat had played left, center, right. And so when they did it with floss, so you had three things of floss. So the idea is you have 3 things of floss, you play left, center, right. If you don't know what left, center, right is, I did save my game. I had ordered 3 games because I didn't know how many people were going to be playing and if we should play one table or if we should play several tables. So I bought a package on Amazon, and it comes with 3 sets. This is what the set looks like. Inside are the little dice, and there's like some little poker chips in there. So I had bought a set of 3. I took the green one, and then I ended up donating it to Kathy Kenna's. She stores her stuff for the retreat for all the setup, and I told her, do you want to keep one of the games because everyone loved it so much they want to make it an annual thing. So I told her she can keep that game, and that way we can use it each year. So let me show you. If you don't know what it is, this is the best game. And I'm going to tell you that I play this with my family, and I play it in my classroom, and I play it with my friends. Now in my classroom, we play it to learn our left and right because kindergartners do not know their left and right. And as they get better at playing the game, so we'll start out and we'll just practice playing. And I'll take the chips, and I'm going to show you, oh, it's in there, the little poker chips, and I put little circle stickers on it, and then I put alphabet letters on it, and they get 3 at the beginning of the game, and then when they're passing, whether it goes to the left, to the right, or into the center, they have to read the letter and tell me the letter sound. And then later in the school year, I do it with their kindergarten sight words, and they love it. And then on special events, like for example, Halloween or Valentine's Day, we'll use candy, and they get, after the game's done, I give them a pre-packaged package of candy. So for Halloween, we might play with candy corn, and then at the end of the game, because everyone's touching the candy corn, I tell them they can't eat it because it's 1,000 years old, and 1,000,000 classes have been in my room playing with the same candy corn. They don't know that I'm just making it up, but I actually do just buy the candy corn each year and then toss it. But they play, and then I give them a little individual package as they move to the next center. And for Valentine's Day, I do that with sweetheart candies. So if you've never played this game, I'm going to tell you what you do. So the game comes with 3 dice. They have an L on them, an R, a C, and 3 dots throughout the dice. On the dice, there's more dots. And so what you do is you start out with 3 objects. And so in my family game, we play with quarters when I'm playing with my children or my nieces and nephews. And when we play with the adults, we play with $1. So it's like a $3 buy-in. And depending on how many people play with you, you can walk away with quite a big pot. So you roll the dice, whatever pops up. If it's a left, you pass 1 item to the left. If you get a R, then you pass 1 to the right. And if you get a C, it goes in the center. And the object of the game is you keep playing until there's 1 person standing that has whatever the object is that you're using, and then they get the whole center pot and they're the winner. So we played that with Floss. It was great. It was successful. Everyone loved it. We ended up playing it Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. So we had 3 winners, and they were all different, which was also fun. And people could put in any floss that they wanted. And I think in the first game there was more specialty flosses, and then later on it was pretty much DMC, which is what we recommended everyone get, so nobody feels like they spent a lot for this game. So the last game, I won. I was so excited because I was just having a great time watching everyone else have so much fun, and it really wouldn't have mattered if I had won or not, but I did on the last one. So here is my giant bag of floss. So I'm excited I can add that to my stash. But that was a fun way to play. And then we had the freebie table, and I'll share with you the freebie table items in a minute. I want to share, I did decide to make something. From watching Flosstube, I noticed that people bring things to trade other people, and I know that floss drops are a new thing that people trade. So I didn't want to look like someone who didn't participate. So this is what I made. I decided to make some floss drops first of all. And so here are my floss drops. This is one of the pieces that I've stitched from the drawn thread. It's a little scissor fob. And then on the back, and mind you, this is my first time making it. I did not think about the color on the back. So I put my channel name and I put floss number and floss brand, but being on black, you'll have to use the DMC labels because otherwise you probably won't be able to see writing unless you use a chalk pen, which I have a lot of those at home. So I think that's why I didn't think about it when I put it on black. And I did design it myself. And it was a nightmare, I have to tell you. I did online, I designed it, I uploaded the picture, I put everything I wanted, chose the font, sent it off, and when I went to go pick it up, they had the front perfect, and then the back was upside down, so you would have to turn it over and it would have been like this. So I'm like, oh no, they're upside down. And so the guy said he could have it back by the next day. Went in the next day to pick up my floss drops. I was so excited, and the gentleman that was there gives me the 2 little boxes. I had ordered 500. There was no way there was 500 in there. I asked him if he was sure, and he claimed that, oh yeah, when they just, as they're cutting them, they just stick them in the box. They don't actually count out each one to make sure each box is even. But I promise you there is 500. Well, there was no way there was 500 because I had seen the amount the day before. So I told him, I really don't want to sit in my car and count out to 500. And if I do and it's wrong, I'm coming back in and I'm going to want a refund for my product because I need to get this finished and there's things that I need to do to it before it's ready to give out. So it needs to be right. So he said, sure, no problem. I went out to the car, told my husband about it. We counted 2 times to make sure, and sure enough, it was short. So we went back in there, I told him it was short. He called the manager, we explained everything to the manager. The manager credit, I expected like a partial credit maybe, or they would print up the rest. Well, they didn't print up the rest. And then they gave me a full refund and then told me to take what I had. So I was hoping to have, because I estimated there was gonna be about 50 people at the retreat. It's a small retreat. And I wanted to give each one 10 floss cards because I thought that would be enough for a project. So I ended up doing 9 for each person. So that is the story of my floss drops. Everyone liked them. When I did get home, there was one more mistake. On my floss drops, instead of saying stitch in without the G on it, which is exactly what I typed, they added a G and they told me they auto-corrected it for me. So I had to let everybody know that when you look me up, there won't be a G on it. And they seemed okay, and hopefully it'll all work out, but I definitely don't think I'll go there again. But I did pass them out. I did make some floss bling. And so what I did was I followed a tutorial by Mama Loves You GB. She was making some floss bling also, and she explained how she did it. And I didn't print any pictures or look up prints. That would take me a long time, and with teaching class, I don't have the time for it. But what I do have is a bazillion pieces of scrapbook paper. I used to be a Stampin' Up! Representative, and I used to sell Stampin' Up! Products, so I have a million stacks of paper. So I decided to do that. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I ordered, some of them were little keys, and I ordered little charms that have like a saying. So like this one says dream. I don't think you can see it, dream. And then I ordered the little baubles to go with them, and they came in like a set of colors. I think I got 100 really cheap. It didn't cost much. And then I got various ones. So some were little keys, some were hearts, some were teardrops, some were squares, and some were circles. circles, sorry. And so that's what I made to give away, and everyone seemed to like them. I let them choose their own. I used various different scrapbook paper and let them choose what colors they wanted. And so that's what I passed out. Let's see, I'm trying to see what's all in here so I can show you. I think everything's in this bag. Okay, so, yeah. So we had, sorry, I'm trying to pull it out carefully. The Highway Stitcher, she passed out floss tags too, and these are hers, and she was explaining that she gets to go down this road. Oh, sorry. She gets to go down this road in Utah. It's not far from where she lives, and it's so colorful for fall, and she gets to see that beauty all of the time. So I got to see that, and of course her bags are white, so you could actually write on there. And it has all her information on there too. So I'll link her below if you want to check out her channel. And then we got, so this is the company that was there selling. It's called Live and Dye in LA, or Live and Dye in LA, or Live and Dye LA. There, here we go. And I have to show you this. So they gave us a limited edition piece of dyed floss. It's called Lights in the Darkness, and it's 10 yards. It's so pretty. I don't know that you can see it, but there are little strands of like a teal and like purples, like a pretty purple in it, and it's black. And I just think if I were doing a raven pattern, which I'm always looking for new raven patterns, I may use this floss next time on a raven. So that was nice. She said it was a limited color, so I was really excited that they gave those to us. And then the shopping started. So what was really nice is they have a website, and I will also link them below too, but you could go in there and you could see all their floss, all of their fabrics that were pre-dyed. They had some in linen, they had some in Ada, they had Laguna, which is what I believe I bought, but I have to show you this fabric. It's so pretty. Yeah, I bought Laguna. So let me see. The first one that I bought that I couldn't live without, you know how that feeling is I got Cosmo, and it's 28 count Laguna, and I hope it shows up on this camera because it's so pretty. All right, so this is it. Yes, I think it's showing up. I just think it's so pretty. So I know what I'm gonna use it on? No, not really, but these are totally my colors, as you can see from my top. So beautiful. And so I bought that one, and I don't know what I'm gonna stitch on it, but I have in mind I was thinking what would look really pretty is to do like a winter scene and make it look like the Northern Lights. The fabric, make it look like the Northern Lights, since it's already so colorful, and then do some really pretty winter scene. So we'll see what I come up with, but that was one of the fabrics. And then the other fabric that I bought is called Val's Blue, and Val is the owner of the company, and I got to meet her partner too that helps her, and she's from Ireland, and I think her name was, I can't remember, honestly I can't remember, but here's Val's Blue, and I'm a big blue fan. This one's 28 Lugana also, and this is it. Kind of looks like a bluish gray. Again, I was thinking of winter stitching. I like to do a lot of stitching on blues when I do snowmen, and I have a lot of snowman ornaments that I do for Christmas because my tree is covered with snowman ornaments. So I was thinking that would be something that I'd want to use. So I got those two fabrics, and then I dove into her. She had one of those accordion file containers full of different patterns from different designers that she sells on her website. And I didn't buy a lot of patterns because you'll see in my haul that I've recently ordered quite a bit of things. So I got by Tiny Modernist, Stitching Men's. My friend Barbara saw this, and she knows how much I love sunflowers. So she got this for me, and I do love it. I think I'll do a few color changes. There's a little bit, I would like to make these floss at the bottom a different color, and let the yellows take over, and probably I'll do the centers brown. So whenever I get to it, I will share what I changed. And then I've been collecting the Tiny Modernist Halloween crystal ball. I have part 1 and part 2, and she happened to have part 3. So I didn't have to order it, which normally I would have. And so there is the entire design. However, if you want to stitch this, you need all 3 parts. Now I have all 3 parts. I don't think I'll get it done this year. Then my friend Barbara, she's always watching out for me. She found this Summertime Sunshine Sampler, and it's a sunflower sampler, and it says, Summertime Sunshine, Seas of Smiling Sunflowers with Stems Stretched Skyward. And this is like just saying to me, and I had to get it. So here it is, and this one's by Stitchy Procell, I think. I just think that is so lovely. Not sure when I'll get it done, but I definitely now own it, so it's not going anywhere. So that was really nice. Those are the patterns that I bought there. I tried to save my money for the fabrics. I wasn't sure how much I was gonna buy. If I were cut loose, I probably would have bought a lot more, but I'm gonna be going to another event. I'm leaving Thursday, so I didn't want to go crazy because I might find something at the other event. I wanted to have some money to shop with that. So that was what I purchased from the retreat. And then they had a freebie table, and I went over and looked at what was in the freebie table, and things that caught my eye, I just brought home. So there was, oops, sorry, everything's like falling. There was this little zipper pouch, and inside the zipper pouch, there was this pattern called Peace, and this one is by Bent Creek. So this is it. I think it's an older pattern, but I liked the tree, and it gives you, it's like a special edition kit. And then also there was this little, the sampling by Bent Creek. So I like Bent Creek a lot, and so I jumped on that and said, I need that in my life, and took it. There was so much stuff at the end of the retreat. One woman decided she was gonna take it. There was binders with patterns. She was donating the binders, I think, to a 3rd grade class. And then she took them to her EGA group. And I guess after that, they're going to donate them, maybe to sell real cheap. I don't know, to raise money. I'm not sure, but she was able to take everybody's stuff and get it donated. So that was lovely. I got a 2018 Christmas ornament booklet. I wasn't sure if I have it. I still haven't looked. If I do, I'll make it a giveaway later. I found this Bent Creek called the Weathered Garden. And I thought that was a cute little mini sampler. And then I also think I have this pattern, but again, I'm a huge snowman fan. So if I had left it and I didn't have it, I'd be mad at myself. So I got Snowmen Through the Year, and again, if I have it already, I will be sure to share it. But you can see the one that I love the most was this little Halloween snowman. I just think he's so cute. This little witch hat and the little cat coming out of the pumpkin. So that's why I said if I left it, I was afraid I'd be mad if I don't already have it. If I do have it, I'll simply share the wealth. Then I got this one. This is Twisted Threads, Itty Bitty Seasons 2, Autumn and Winter. I liked the snowman on this one, but there's also an acorn. I think I would do the snowman on a really pretty fabric so that he really pops. And then somebody was doing fabric, and there was this bag of fabric here that has, I don't know what one package is. I just took the package because it was kind of like a little sampling package. So there's this piece of linen in it. They're all mystery. They're not labeled. This one is a nice big piece. It still opens up like it's huge. As you can see, giant. Very see-through, but I figured I can find ways to use that. And then there was this in there, and I don't know if I'll use it or not. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a table runner. I think it might be a table runner, but you can see, I don't know if you can see the little details on it. Not sure what it is, but each square you could stitch something, so I thought it would be fun to stitch something and make it a table runner for my home. I like to put out different, we have a whole bunch of tables throughout my home that I decorate with, so I thought this would be good to put on one of them. So I'm not sure if that's what it was intended for, but that's what I'm going to use it for. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't want to give you a close-up to my head, but I dropped the baggie and I wanted to put it back in there. And then I found, this is Celebrate Harvest by Brenda Gervais, and she's one of my favorite designers, so I had to get this one. I love it so much. Be perfect for Thanksgiving. And Coming to America, The Women of the Mayflower. I had to have that one too. It's so pretty. I think I was watching, it might be Pam from Just Keep Stitching, or maybe Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread. I think maybe both of them have stitched this or are stitching it, and then I thought it was beautiful when I saw it, so I like to do that. That would be fun to hang in my classroom. And then I've got Sue Hillis Designs, and this is a reindeer games, and I thought the reindeers were so cute. I like them, the ones that are all flying. You can see all of them. They're all dressed differently. They're so cute. So I thought that would be fun to make. Then this one lady, her name is Janice. She's so funny. She had me laughing. She sat across from me, and she's so funny, and she's sarcastic, and I just love her. She had finished stitching this piece, and there was a couple other girls in my group that usually stitch Halloween, and they all either own the pattern or are currently working on it. So that meant it was up for grabs for me, and that is Glendon Place Sleepy Hollow. I have loved this pattern on so many channels of watching other people stitch it. I just never broke down and got it. Now I don't have to because now I own it. So thank you, Janice. And then there was Happy Haunting. This is a Stony Creek, but here's the pattern, and I like this one, the little kitty cat. I'm not gonna make it a notebook, but I thought it would be cute even if I just did the cat and the pumpkin and made it into a Halloween ornament for my tree. So I like that one. That one was cute. And then these two there's three. They're by Cricut Collection. This one I picked it up because being a teacher and loving September, and I do apples, there was this little design here and I thought it was sweet. So I picked that one up. And then these ones, I just thought they were so pretty. They're called Shadows and the Inheritance. I'm assuming that it's a series. I don't know, but I liked this one. I thought that was pretty with the little sampler behind her, and I think I would update the colors and make them a little bit different, and finish it differently, of course. But then this is with us, the companion, and what I liked about the companion, here's a companion, but what I liked about this one was this little piece over here for Christmas. So I thought that was pretty, and I thought, oh, I would like to do that. And it says, over the river, through the woods, to grandmother's house we go. So I was like, oh, I like that one too. I want to brighten the background fabric up on that one too. So I snatched those up. I don't think anyone was running for them, but I was trying to think how I would do with them. And that was from the freebie table. So that's what I enjoyed from the freebie table. I tried to stand back. I'm not sure how the freebie table works, but you know, you you hear that there's free things over there. You know people stitch a lot of really cute stuff, and you want to make a mad dash and get all the good stuff, right? Well, I get nervous about stuff like that. I don't want anyone to think that I'm being greedy or not sharing, and so I kind of waited. I let other people go, and then I finally wandered over there, and then every day a different group of people came. So some people only stayed for 2 nights, some people stayed the 3 nights, some people only came 1 day. So different things kept popping up all weekend long. So I checked when I first got there for a little bit, and then I went back towards the end before everybody was wrapping it up, just to see if there was anything else I could find that I'd be interested in. And believe it or not, those things were there, because most of them I picked up at the end. So I felt very lucky and very grateful to whoever donated them. So that was my retreat. It was a lot of fun. I drove at night by myself. I don't do that very often, mostly because light doesn't reflect out on my left eye very well, and I have to wear like really strong glasses, and I just get nervous. So mostly my husband does the driving, so I didn't drive, and this I did. I made it there and back. I was there for breakfast, to enjoy breakfast with all my friends, and then I left in the evening, probably around 8, between 8 and 9, depending on the day. I had lots of pictures of the winners of our game. I had pictures of us playing the game. I had pictures of us as a group, pictures of Kathy. I didn't ask anyone if I could post them, so I didn't want to put them in the video and anyone be upset with me. But I do have them for my own sake, and I'm going to put them into my book of days in the very back pages of my adventure for my stitching retreat. So that's what I did there. And then, so let me look at my notes, because I want to make sure I don't get behind on what I need to cover. After that, I'm going to share with you WIPS. I don't have any FFOs, excuse me. I don't have any FFOs because I went to the retreat, and what my goal for the retreat was, I wanted to take a bunch of patterns that a bunch of WIPs that I've been working on, and spend 2 hours and rotate. Just 2 hours on a project, rotate. 2 hours, rotate. 2 hours, rotate. So that I would actually touch a lot of patterns while I was there. And so I know you're gonna say this is common, but some of them I didn't get much done on because we're busy chit-chatting and I didn't stitch as much. But others I got a lot done. And I did do a retreat. New start retreat, new start, because I wanted to have something to remember my retreat experience. So let me show you what I have. So in my first bag, I think this one is, yes, this is my new start. So I had purchased the Autumn Love by Lori Holt. This is it. And when I saw it on Fat Quarter Shop, I just thought it was gorgeous. Some of her colors are a little brighter than I like to hang in my home, so I'm making a little bit of changes. Some of them I didn't like the combination, so I decided to make a few changes, and I've been making notes. I'm trying to make the changes with the colors, the called for colors, just putting them in different spots. So this is my start. It's stitched on 25 count Barley Lugana by Lori Holt, and this is the first one. And on this one I did make changes already. I thought these were soothing. One of the colors that I'm trying to take out is she has a lot of this one turquoise color, and it's like a light turquoise and then a dark turquoise. Well, it's really bold, and there's also teal in there. Well, teal is more my groove, and so I'm trying to swap out those light blues. But when I looked in through all the DMC floss, I couldn't find anything to replace it with that would be a like duller color of the blue. So I've made other adjustments and changes. So as I go, I will share my progress on it, and you'll have to let me know when I'm all finished if you like my changes or not. I'm happy with what I did so far, and I'm glad I've got one of the blocks done. And then I took Strawberry Manor by Teresa Kogut. She had come out with part 5, before I went to the retreat. And so I finished up part 3 and 4 and then started 5 over there and finished it. So here's where we are so far on Strawberry Manor. Let me show you. This one I'm sticking to the called for colors, and I love the colors so much. I think that's why it's bringing me joy, so much joy, because this is totally my color choices. I would totally stitch these. All right, so here is my progress. Isn't it lovely? It's so pretty. I can't wait to have this on my wall. It's gorgeous. So I took it to the retreat, and this is what I worked on, this part down here, because when I got there, I had already finished 3 and 4, which was over here with the rest of the strawberries, the rest of the alphabet, and the little bird. And then I stitched this one. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm caught up on this. I'm not behind. The next part comes out on the 15th, so I'm ready to go. I feel so good and accomplished for that. All right, so then the next project I decided to take with me. Sorry, this one's getting kind of crunched. I think my fabric's crunching it. All right, so there's that one. And then I took the Philanthropic Pumpkin by Hands on Design. Oh no, this isn't it. I did take that one. I'll show you in a minute. This one is by Luhu Stitches. It's called All About the Acorn. So this one I did at Acorns and Threads virtual retreat. And when we went to the virtual retreat, I was working on the little squirrel with the big acorn. And so I wanted to get some more done. This one I didn't get much done because I was chit-chatting. So I had him. Oh, he was finished. I did a couple of the little acorns, and I started working on one of the big leaves. But then we got started talking about something I don't remember. And I didn't stitch. I guess I can't run my mouth and run my needle at the same time. Hopefully you can relate to that. All right, and then I took, going down the list here, I took quite a bit. The good news for me was I was able to take 3 or 4 projects with me that day, come home, and swap them out for some others. So I didn't have to carry as much luggage as everybody else did. So this is the next one I took, Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. And I usually start in the bottom right corner, and that's where I started on this one. Now this was a project I did during March Madness, and you stitch an hour for each piece, and then you see which one you got further with. And I hadn't gotten very far at all. So when I picked it up at the retreat, I only had like this little flower. That's it. So I went up some more on the border here and went up some here. My goal was to get to the inside border so I can start working this way out. And so this is stitched on a 32 count natural linen, and it goes like this. There we go. So again, it doesn't look like a lot, but I did spend some good time on it. I really do like that pattern. I don't think I'll get it done this year, but I intend to complete it by the end of next year if that means making it a WIP Go goal, which it might very well be because I really like it. So there's that. And then my next project that I took was the Sunflower Sampler by Fat Corner Shop. It was a mystery stitch. The final pieces come out. This is what it looks like. And so the last time I showed it to you, I'm stitching this one on 28 count. The 28 count? Let me check my notes. I'll tell you exactly what it is. 28 count Sage Laguna. It's a pretty green. And so the last time I had just stitched this right here. So I went ahead and went down some and then went all the way over to the end. So I'm ready to move down vertically. And then after I get the border all stitched, I will put the big giant sunflower in the center. Love this piece. It's super easy to stitch because as you're stitching it, sorry, I'm looking for my bag. As you're stitching it, it goes fast and it's like a rhythm. They're all pretty much the same. The letters are nice and chunky, so they're easy to stitch as well. Love it so very much. The only change I made on that is I changed the centers and the little checkerboard. I changed it, it was a gray. I changed it to $37.99, so it would be a dark chocolate brown because I like that better for my center of my sunflowers. All right, and then the next thing I took was the Willow Tree Sampler by Carriage House Samplings. Yep, and that's this one. This is also a March Madness one. And in the 1 hour that I stitched in March Madness, I didn't get hardly anything on it. I don't know what I was doing that day, but I still don't have that much on it. But when I started, it only had this little flower coming down and the straight line, and that was it. So I finished the corner, and then I started the inner border of one of the tree limbs, and then I did the 2 birds on there. So that's this one. Love it. And I don't remember what kind of fabric this is. I believe it's 32 count, but I don't remember what color or what company it came from, so I apologize. I have a lot of different greens and blue fabrics in my stash, and sometimes when you purchase them, they're barely on there with a little pin, and where I store them, I think when I dig through them, I think sometimes it gets knocked off in the drawer, and then I don't know what color I have, so one of these days I'm gonna get my fabric storage figured out. All right, so here's the Philanthropic Pumpkin. This is it by Hands On Design. I did work on this one, and I'm getting closer to being finished. I have this done so far. I just have the birds up at the top to finish this corner, which looks like these, and then do the corner on this side. So I'm very excited. I like this one a lot, and it's gonna be fun to FFO. I'm counting on Kathy's guidance on this to help me see it through. And then I did, are you tired yet? There's so many in here. I took Little House Needleworks, Little Miss Sunshine. This is it. And this one I did during March Madness as well. And the only thing that I had done on my hour in March Madness was the sunflower. So at the retreat, I started working on the house. So this is what I had before. I did the grass at the bottom, started working up the house, and then I did the little stem border. That's gonna have, this one has like a couple little sunflowers here, and then there's a great big sunflower here before you get to the little girl. So this one's a 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco that I dyed myself. And I love that one so much. I think it's so pretty, and the white pops so nicely on that coffee tea dye. Then I took a Whip Go project with me because I needed to get some Whip Go's done. And my Whip Go project for September was Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas. This was a freebie pattern on their, it's either their blog or their website. I got it, it's from 2015. This is now my oldest whip. And I was stitching it in 2015 on 14 count. I think it's like oatmeal Aida. And my goal for Whip Go was to do the square the 10th day of Christmas. And there it is, finish it. And so here's the whole piece. I just have the 11th and 12th day left. And believe it or not, the 11th day popped up on this month's Whip Go. So I'll be working on that and getting that done this month, which means if I get it done this month, then if it doesn't pop up in November, I need to stitch it in November so that I can finish it. And I think I'm going to finish it as a pillow, a throw pillow, but nobody's allowed to use it. So they'll be warned. But I'm gonna finish it, and I wanna use Nicole Spore. She is a quilter and cross stitcher. She has a Flosstube channel too, and she does a lot of stamping, so that's her day job, is what she does. Her fun things are cross stitching, quilting, but during the day she is a card designer. And I don't know if she sells products or just the cards she makes, but she has a tutorial on how to make a zipper, a hidden zipper pillow cover. And so I want to make this into a cover so that I can display it at Christmas, and then I could take it off the pillow, fold it up nicely, and put it with my Christmas decorations so it'll stay nice and clean until the next year. So that's my goal. I want to have that up for Christmas. Then I've been doing a stitch along with Nancy from the Bougie Stitchers, one of the Bougie Stitchers, and we're stitching together Happy Halloween by Puntini Puntini. And she showed on her channel, and I was like, oh, I haven't worked on it. I need to get it out. So I'm stitching this on a fabric flare 14 count Stormy Gray. And the last time I shared it, all I had was the bottom where it says Happy Halloween. And I was so proud of myself because I was like, oh, I'm doing good. And then Kathy showed hers and I said, oh no, I'm way behind. So I picked it up, and I got the fence on this side of the house with the crow completed. I did the 2 little jack-o'-lanterns, and that is a lot of grass, people. So much grass. And then I'm starting the brick for the house. And what's exciting is right here, where the bricks are, there's a couple of windows and there's a couple of ghosts there. So I'm gonna get into the fun things from the haunted house. I can't wait. And you see all this grass? Oh my gosh, there's more that goes all the way across here on the other side of the house. So I have that to look forward to stitching. So I got a lot done on that one. I was really proud of myself. But I'm gonna keep working because this is October, and I love to stitch for everything that's happening in that month. I like to do it in that month because I feel like it makes me more excited about what's happening, and I look forward to Halloween. Next time you see me, I will have my house decorated, and I'll be able to share with you some of my past finishes from there, as well as any new ones I'm working on. And then I also had another WIP goal to work on. This is my seasonal house. This is a big pattern, and when I say that, it was through Lakeside Needlecraft, and they did a stitch along, and you got one house. It's by Shannon Christine. You got one house, I want to say a month, I think, and you could stitch it. I'm stitching mine all in one piece. You could of course stitch them in several different, but what I liked the most about this one was the border, and I'll show you. So this is the seasonal houses, and I know that's not a very super clear picture, but what happens in the border, and I'll show you on my piece, is that each piece of the border is a different season, and then each row of houses is a different season. And so when we were getting it, you get like all these pages in here, and I'm gonna flip real carefully because I don't want to show off the patterns, but they come in colored, and they come, one page will be all the cross stitches, and then the other page will have all the back stitching on top, because there's a lot of back stitching. So my goal to tackle this is to do the entire house, X's and back stitches, and move along. So that's what I've been doing. So let me show you. The top row is winter, and there's the top row. So there's snow on the ground. There's like little Christmas designs, ornaments. There's a heart in the center. And then over here, there is that part of this part is the winter. This part I think is part of spring, because you see the little chicks there. The next row is spring. That row has like go flying a kite. There's some balloons, some birdhouses. Love it so much. Then the next one It's so cute. Is this one, I believe is Summer. And it has really pretty flowers going down the side for summer. So that's this one. And then now I am down at the bottom with fall. So my goal was to get one house done. So this is the one I stitched, and it happened to be like with the jack-o'-lanterns on the front. I love it, it's so cute. And I like the moon with the little bat flying in the moon. So I really just have one house left. And then you can see from the whole thing, I need to come down on the border and go across the bottom and right up the top. So my goal is to do another house, get the last house done, and then work on the border. And I'm hoping to have this one also done by the end of this year. So fingers crossed I can make that happen, because this one's an older WIP too, and I still love it just as much as the day I signed up to be a part of this. So it's beautiful. All right, those are my WIPs. So I have a lot of haul to share with you. This floss channel, I think it's gonna go longer, so it's kind of good that I don't have any FFOs, but I want to share with you my my giveaways from last time and who they are and what they won. So first of all, last time Donna Francis had won Fragments in Time. The keyword at that time was pets, and one was they're by Summer House Stitchworks, and one is dog, and one is pussycat. And Donna Francis, I haven't heard from you, so here's your chance. Claim it before my next Flosstube, because if you don't, I'm going to put it back in and pull another winner. So Donna Francis, congratulations. Please email me. My email is in the description box below. If you've already tried to email me, make sure you're careful, because I have my name with a number 8 after it before the @gmail.com. And a lot of times people leave that 8 off. So I want to make sure you get these. So you're going to email me your address to claim your prize. Congratulations. And then from last week, we had 2 pattern giveaways, and they were, let's see, I wrote it in here. One was Little Sheep Virtues by Little House Needlework, and it was Patience. And the winner to that pattern is Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. Lori, I can't believe you won. Congratulations. Email me your address so that I can get this out to you. Congratulations, Lori. Again, that's Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. If you haven't watched her channel, I highly recommend it. She does so many projects, and she has an amazing rotation that she sticks to. And she does big projects, and she gets a lot done. So if you've never watched her channel, I recommend you go check it out. I will link her below as well. All right, and then my other one was by Country Cottage Needleworks, Cottage of the Month. It was December. And this one goes to Arlene Curie. Arlene Curie, congratulations. You are the winner of that one. So if you'll just email me your address, I will get those patterns out to you. So congratulations to all 3 winners. All right, so then that means that's the giveaways. So I'm going to get into the haul in just a bit. Yes, I'm gonna do that right now because I wanna share what I'm doing after this with you. All right, so I got a stack. You might want a pen, you might already bought these because some of them are from Needlework Expo. Yes, I didn't order right away, and then all of a sudden I had that FOMO feeling where you're like, everybody else has it, I need to get mine. So yeah, so I'll share those with you. Some others that I picked to do too don't go along with that, I just chose them. One of the things I wanted to do for Christmas eventually is to have a little village. I'm doing the hometown holidays scenes, and these are by Little House Needleworks, and I'm trying to choose buildings that have something to do, relate to something or someone in my family. I've already stitched the schoolhouse. I did that one for me. I haven't FFO'd it yet because I want to figure out if there's a way that I can cut some wood in little house shapes or something like that. I'll be creative with it and then mount them on that so that I can make it look like a village with lights and everything, a little snow village. So in the meantime, I got the pet shop. I chose the pet shop because my daughter Marissa, we call her the animal activist. She loves every animal down to the lizards that are all over in the backyard. She rescues them. She wants to be a veterinarian one day. I don't know if that'll change. She is only 12, but this one makes me think of her, so I chose that one for her. And then I got the needle workshop because one, I love to shop at needle workshop, and two, I'm a needle worker, so I need to have that one in my village. Then I chose this one because my oldest son, Vincent, is a firefighter, so I had to get the firehouse. And we just got an invitation to his wedding. He's getting married in May. And can you believe it? He picked the day before Mother's Day. Every year, my birthday's around Mother's Day. Sometimes it falls on Mother's Day, and it seems like I always lose out. Not complaining, because I'm happy to be the mom of 5 beautiful children, but he's getting married on the Saturday before Mother's Day, and we're driving all the way to Arkansas. So on Mother's Day, feel sorry for me, because I will be in the car coming back to California. So we have to go quick and come back because my kids all have state testing and I have report card testing. So it's a really bad time to go, but I wouldn't miss my son getting married. So that firehouse is for him. And then I got the coffee shop. This is another one of my favorite things. I'm so addicted. And then I got the bookstore. This one I got in honor of my daughter, Cassandra, because she reads so many books, so many books. She loves to read, and I don't know, she might be a writer one day. She wants to write so badly, and she just needs guidance on it. I think she's gonna get some from her teacher. He happens to be an author. He's about to release his 3rd book, I think, because he sent it out today to all of us staff that if we're interested, he'll send us a link. He would like us to give our honest opinion on it. I haven't decided if I'm gonna read it yet, but I'm really excited. I wanna get one of his books and have him autograph it for her. All right, so what else did I buy? So then I bought, so my last floss tube, I think I shared that Little House Needleworks came out with Autumn Petites. Well, of course I had to have them. And then while I was waiting for the retreat to come up, because you know you get impatient, they had Thanksgiving Petites put out. So of course I had to order that on my way to the retreat. So now I have both. So I'm guessing it's gonna be a series. And so I'll have to keep an eye out and see what they come up with Christmas. Hopefully they have Christmas Petites. Fingers crossed. All right, and then I purchased a couple of Plum Streets that I've been eyeing for a couple of years. One is Buzz Off. Love that one so much. And the second one is Cinnamon Stars. And right now, everybody I know is stitching this, so I probably won't start it this year, but it's fun to see the others' progress on it. Just makes me more excited about starting it myself. And then I got Joy and Good Cheer by Brenda Gervais. I love that so much. And then I got her Be Thankful. Again, I've seen a lot of people stitching this, and I have to have it too, of course. And then I bought her Seasons of the Heart because at Nashville Needlework, I did not go and get it right away. I was gonna wait. And then finally I decided I can't wait anymore. So I got it. And then these are my patterns that I got from Expo. So I got Stephanie Webb's Lindy Stitches Halloween book. I got it because when she talked about a pattern that she was designing, which was this goth goth chicken. And she explained why she called it that and everything. I was dying. I had to have it. I've already made her needle book, and that pattern's in here too. I had bought the limited edition and I stitched it up, and it's beautiful. But I love this little pie of blackbird pies. And then there's Grave Fellows. And there is a broomstick brigade, which the little cats are on. And then there's a little ghost one. And the ghost one says, "Will scare for candy corn." That's so cute. I want to stitch that and put that on my candy corn peanut bowl that I put out at work. I think people will love that. So here's the needlework. Here's the needle book. It's such a fun stitch, and it stitches it fast, and the finishing looks like you spent a million years on it. It's amazing. Then I got Halloween Tiny Town, and I didn't think to order the Halloween little additional piece with the extra house, so that'll be on my next list, but I might be able to buy it at my next event. We'll see. Then Teresa Koget, everyone knows she came out with the most amazing Halloween pieces. And so I had to get Whimsy Witch's Angry House. I know everybody's got it. I had to have it. I think that witch is so cute. And the house's expression is hilarious. And then of course I had to get her Halloween booklet. Hello, Halloween. This one is so pretty. And even if you just flip through it to look at her different artwork that's in it, it's amazing. She pops them in. I'll show you an example. She pops in her artwork to fill up some of the pages, like this one. You have the chart color key here. Well, then you have all this space, so she threw in some of her art, and I love her art. I want to have a piece by her, maybe one day. Here's one that she put in the front. I love her artwork. It's so cute. And of course, I love her patterns too. So of course, I had to get that one, like everybody else. And then my friend Melissa, she was working on Hawk Run Hollow. What's it called? Hawk Run Hollow. Let's see if I can find the name of it on here. It is called, oh, The Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. She was stitching on that from when I met her. She started it before she met me, but when I met her, she was stitching on that. We had gone to Las Vegas. She stitched on it the entire weekend while we were there. And she said at that time, I had said, oh, I don't know that I want to do a lot of those, but I really, really like the Halloween at Hawk Run. And she said, I want to do that one too. Let's stitch it together when I finish this one. So I've been waiting and waiting. And I told her, when you get to the last block, let me know and I'll order the pattern. And I was waiting, and all of a sudden she took off like super fast and got done. So she already had the Hawk Run Halloween one, and she already started hers. So I had to hurry up and order mine. So I got, whoops, helps if I turn it right side up. I got mine. I need to get my fabric. I haven't quite decided what color fabric I want to do on the back. I don't think I want to do it the color that's like that, because I really want the whites to pop. So I'm going to play around with a little color sampling on a couple of fabrics that I have and see if I can make it work. And if I can't, I'm going to dye my own. And then the last thing is, I'm part of the Fabric Flare Club through Fat Quarter Shop. And my Fabric Flare Club piece came in, and it was pale parchment. So this is it. I don't know. Oh, there you go. You can see the little pieces inside there. I think it's the second one of this actual color that they sent me. So that came in while I was gone. All right, so what's going on next? The next thing is I'm going to, and I'm leaving Thursday, and I'm going with several friends. I'm so excited. My husband's driving us. It's in Modesto. It's called Wear It Well, and it's by Hands On Design is the designer. So Kathy Haberman designed the pattern. And then Lois from Lady Dot Creates, they teamed up to do a finishing class. My dream is to learn something from her. She's amazing. And so my last Flosstube, I had shared the parts that I had already stitched. I hadn't finished it, and I'm still a little sly of being finished, but I have more work to show. So I will share what I've gotten finished already. Last time I had one of the perforated papers finished. Now I have both, and this is on the brand new 18 count perforated paper. And so I think we're making a needle book. And so here is the front cover, and then they have a little stamp. Not sure where that goes. We'll find out when we put it together. But I finished the back, and I put my initials at the bottom, so it's ready to go. So these two are done, and they recommended we keep them in the cardboard so that they don't get warped or ruined in any way. So that's what I've been trying to be careful with that. And then we're also doing another piece. I think it's a box because one says top of the box and inside of the box, so it must be a box. So here's one part of it. Make sure I don't do it upside down. There's a little crown in the center with the beautiful flowers. I think that's the inside of the box. And then the outside of the box, I'm almost done with. Here it is. And you can see all the lovely crowns at the bottom. At the top, there's like a little bird. I think there's a hoop, a stitching piece hoop. And then there's a border that looks like this on this side. So it'll take me about another night, maybe 2 nights to finish it. So I'll work on it tonight, and I'll work on it tomorrow, and then it'll be ready. So that the class is on Friday and Saturday. Not sure what we're going to be doing except putting this together, but we'll be up in Modesto. My husband's driving me, and 2 of my friends from our Menifee group, and 3 of our friends from SoCal Stitchers are coming too. They're going to be there, so that'll be those 3 and us 3, so 6 of us that I already know that's going. So that's kind of fun. We'll all get to have fun hanging out. But that's coming up, and I don't know. Lois kept saying if there was something in her shop that we wanted, we could order and she'd bring it down there, but that she was gonna have lots of stuff, so I may pick up a few things from her if she's selling stuff, and if Kathy has stuff, I imagine I'll pick up stuff from that. So if they don't, that's okay, I save money. But I didn't want to spend all my money at the one retreat if I'm going to this class and can have the opportunity to purchase something else. So I decided to save funds and spread the wealth. So it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this. It's Thursday, we're driving up. We're staying up there Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. We'll drive home Sunday, and I will be back at work on Monday. So it should be fun. I don't know if when I see you next time, if I'll have FFOs. I think I will. Should have Philanthropic Pumpkin finished, and I'm going to be taking one of my WIP Go goals this month is to finish my Lizzie Kate Halloween rules, and I'm very close. I'm at the top piece. It says wear a costume, and right above it is the free border at the top, and I'll be done. So I'm stitching that on a piece of 14 count Aida that I dyed denim blue, and then I dunked it for a little while in coffee tea dye, and when I took it out, it looks really grungy, like a stormy night. So I am going to finish that, and if I get it done, I'll be able to FFO it before our next floss tube. And then I want to continue working on my piece that Nancy and I are stitching together. That's also on Aida. And I can stitch on Aida in the car, so I think I'll get some done. It's about a little over, almost 6 hours drive there and then again back, so I can stitch in the car. So I will take those with me to work on them and see how much I can get done. So I think that's everything. I don't have a giveaway this time. I want to catch up. If you won giveaways in my last one, I'm sorry. I went to the retreat and forgot to leave them out for my husband. I was looking for envelopes to put them in. I think we were all out of envelopes, and I forgot to ask him to pick some up, so I didn't get them mailed out. They're all written out and ready to go, so please forgive me. They're a little bit late, but he's taking them to the post office tomorrow, and they'll be on their way to you. And then I want to get these next 3 out, so I will have a giveaway for you in my next floss tube. So until then, I would like you to be confident, be courageous, be kind, be creative, be kind, sorry. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to Halloween. I hope you are too, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you soon. Bye.